But didn't they make the one police officer walk home that night?
They didn't make.
I don't know if they made
No,
it.
they didn't. That's an example of how people run. And that's Jody, you should tell that story because it's honestly, even though it's a fake headline, it's one of my favorite headlines that's ever been generated.
National news.
So why don't you tell the story of how, quote, a police officer had to walk home in his underwear because he lost his job, or however they presented it.
So there really was a blizzard that night, actually. And he basically was told that he had to return his uniform and his, everything that belonged to the department. And he was like, fine. And
why was that? Why did he have to return it?
Because he didn't have a job anymore. Because
well, no, but for the audience who doesn't know, for the audience. Oh, well, they defunded the whole police department. They went from having a town police department to having no town police department. They didn't. That was the whole police department, was that one guy.
That's right.
I don't think that's clear to everybody.
No, sorry, you're right.
All across the country watching this.
We had a department of one cop, and he was the chief of police, but he had no Indians. That's correct. The select board for years has been frustrated with him because they don't do the things that they want him to do, and he doesn't answer to them, and it's another black box, and you can't fire a chief of police. So that's an interesting point. So Ian found the loophole. He was like, how do you get rid of a tenured professor? You get rid of the department. You don't fire them, right? So that's what he proposed, and that's what worked. So after that vote, it came out, and this is where Jeremy wants me to go with this.
Right.
He needed to give back all his stuff. So he has uniforms at home, right? He needed to collect everything and not just dropping his uniform there. Just didn't do a thing except, get the news media all about it. And people offered him lifts and whatnot. And, he's like, no, I'm walking home. And then finally, I think his wife came and picked him up on the way. He didn't walk the whole way. So he was in his underwear and walked home. Yeah, that's the story.
Now, has there been, I assume, that there must have been some consequential increase in crime, and you're dealing with a bunch of problems.
I was thinking the same thing. They must
probably the first.
It went down.
The first valid thing I've heard. So I've seen things all like this, like on Facebook. People are like, somebody found a dead coyote on the road, and they're like, I can't even call a cop to get him in the way. And people are like, do it yourself. What?